Good morning, y'all. I figured we'd get this out of the way. I talked about it yesterday, how I was going to correct a few things that Miss Britney J has been saying for a few nights. And then I heard last night things popped off just completely sideways. So I've got the screen recording, but I haven't watched it yet because I fell asleep. So I set it up to record and then I fell asleep. So I haven't even watched that yet to know what was going on fully. But not my circus, not my monkeys. I stay in my lane, do my thing, but we're going to correct a few things. Brittany, you can thank nobody but yourself for this correction. And before anybody comes in here and tries to defend BJ or this, that, or the other, sit on down, sit on your hands, because you're not going to put me in your little group weird hate bonding shit that you're all doing. There is some weird ass shit going on out here. I want nothing to do with none of y'all. None of it. None of it. It's so freaking weird and cringe and all the things sideways. It's like, pick which one I don't like today. Well, that'd be all. That'd be all of them. Let's go. Good morning, everyone. Hey, Pika. Hey, Catherine. Pika. Have at it, Pika. I used to be cool. Good morning. Sherry, gotcha. Connie, Casey, titanium builds, cranky pasta. Did she say some very wowish stuff? I'll have to watch it today. Hey, Marie. Hey, Daisy. Grammy's Place, Snowflake's Nightmare, Steph, Sherry P, Daisy, True Friends. Connie, thank you for becoming a member. Lisa, Jim, Miss Brittany. It's only 7:48 here. The fam dam's still sleeping, so I figured I'd get this out of the way so I can go enjoy my day. Hindsight's 2020. I was gonna come back last night, but then I was like sitting there dinging around doing other stuff. And then Kyle and Kenzie had projects going on. Me and Kenzie switched desks. So my office, I got her desk and she took my office desk down here. So everything was disheveled throughout my house. There was drawers and stuff everywhere. So I had to put my office back together. So I did that and did a bunch of laundry. And then Kyle and I got watching Mendez Brothers. And the next thing I know, I fell asleep and I woke up and here I am. Hey, Lorraine. Hey, Emily. Crazy Grandma, Brit Focus, Chocolate, Flower Nana, Rondi. Anne, it's so good to see you. Stevie, gotcha. Thank you for becoming a member. All right, let's just get this over with. It's not major, but there's things that you're not going to talk like this, talk shit about me like this. I'm just sick of it. Like, don't fucking lump me into your shit. Don't pull this shit. Like, all this weird shit that's going on out here. I just want nothing to do with it. But this is Brittany's own words, and we're going to listen to them. Oh, I'm going to butcher your name. Ouiser. Yeah, Bordeaux. I am going to, I don't even know how. Hey, Mystic. Handmade with Love by Dawn. Fiddle Dee Dee. Eric. Oh, thank you, Eric. That's really sweet. I really appreciate that. Feel free to comment in my chat anytime. Even if you have difference of opinions on things, you're allowed to comment in my chat. It's needed. It's necessary. But usually if I'm saying something, it gives me an opportunity to like, oh, well, let me go show you what I'm talking about. That was kind of what I did yesterday. People thought I was losing my mind over this many psychics, mediums, tarot card readers. Like I've had people actually question me because I've said in chats, like I have a list going and people are like, whatever, you're pulling shit out of your ass. There's no way. Nope. So I just decided to show it yesterday. And sadly, there's more than what's even on my list. Good morning, Chasing. Good morning, V. Weezer. Is that how you pronounce it? In my opinion. Good morning. Music City, Denim, Alpine Arts, Hope, good morning. Yeah, the mods will treat you on your ass right out the door. They'll tell you, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you if you make too much ruckus. The mods are great over here. Hey, criminology. Oh, I'm excited to hear what you think of them. Go Bulldogs, Laura Jean. Oh, thank you, Eric. Hey, Trish. Christina. Shop, good morning. I hope you and the baby are doing great. All right, let's go. Let's just do this. Hey, Nisi. Hey, Alpine Arts. All right. Emily, yeah, it's kind of a secluded little space over here that most of the time I don't know what the fuck is going on. I hear things. I'm not going to say I don't. Of course I hear things because I have people that go everywhere, watch everything. But I'm like, huh? What? Half the time I'm like, how did that happen? And they're like, I don't know. This is what's going on. And I'm like, okay, well, fuck it. Let's go. All right. So we're going to go to Thursday night. So she had my name in her mouth. And yes, BJ, I have these downloaded. So if we want to do that again, I mean, we can do that again. We can do that if you need to take them down. But let's just listen to a few things she has to say. This one's short, and then we'll get into Friday night.
We're going to try to focus on the case tonight, but I do want to tell you guys that I appreciate all of you. Put a 1 in chat if you were on the live earlier. Ooh. If you don't mind.
So what she's talking about here is she did a live stream to follow up after I had addressed the email and other people had addressed this supposed email that she got. Now, the problem isn't the email. I never thought she didn't get an email. It's the contents of the email and the fact that there's no proof attached to the email and people are running around intentionally gassing creators up with falsehoods to continue the infighting. It's how it works. It's how it goes. And you don't come out here and start tossing blame on people and saying shit and making this whole ruckus out of things. And then I don't know. I got so much to say on that. I'm just going to be nice. I'm going to try tonight.
Hey, Sandy. Hey, brown-eyed girl. Okay. A lot of you were. Okay.
Good morning, Am. I didn't even send my good morning text to my friends yet. I just popped on here and was like, I'm going to get this over with before they even know what I'm up to. Some of them hate the drama. They hate it.
Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you for your support. Thank you for standing with me, for your kind words. Thank you to everybody for just,
come on, land the fucking plane.
I just went to town on nonsense, gave her a piece of my mind.
Here's my buddy Karen again, you guys. This is where this starts. Okay. So this is again Thursday night.
I'm going to.
So Karen says she's going to report me. You can see what is going on here, right? I just went to town on nonsense, gave her a piece of my mind. I'm going to try the right authority to report her to. Report me for fucking what, Karen? Reviewing Britney's own words? Exactly what have I done? Karen, you are a wackadoodle. And I don't even know where you gave me a piece of your mind because I didn't see it. So once again, after your weird comments the last time, I haven't paid attention since then. What are you going to report me for? Are you going to be the next Samantha Joy that calls the cops on me in my chat? Like, what are you guys doing? Okay, let's set the stage here. You notice how she's not saying anything about don't report her, though? Don't report her. She's telling her subs when she got that email, don't do that about people's funds and stuff like that. I stand against that. Listen and see if she tells them to not report me. Listen.
Well,
You think she's going to tell her not to report me? I'm just waiting. Popo, take me away. I've been practicing my mud shot since 2022. I'm ready.
Karen Alberini just went to town on nonsense. I gave her a piece of my mind. I am going to try the right authority to report her to. I just don't understand why it don't stop. That's all. That's all. I don't.
Oh, wait, was that her saying don't report her? Don't report her? She hasn't ever threatened me. She's never caused harm to me. She reviews my own words. There's nothing to report. She uses fair use. Is that you saying that? Oh, I think it is. Let's listen
I understand why it don't stop. But I've got a plan. I do. In regards to Miss Nonsense.
You got a plan in regards to Miss Nonsense?
And to Kathy P.
Oh, and Kathy.
This is actually going to hurt me more than it helps me. It's going to affect my money.
It's going to affect her money. Say it ain't so.
But it's something that I'm willing to try. After I end my live streams, I'm going to put the stream into members only behind a paywall.
Does taking your lives down ever help you when it comes to me? Because if I choose to review you, I have it in hand before I even decide to review you. I have a backup copy because ever since the first moment I started reviewing you, you have tried the slick take your streams down, and I've checkmated you every fucking time on that. Every time. So is that really going to help you?
For the next couple of weeks. And then they're going to have to find somebody else to cover.
Oh,
obsessively like they do. Because
obsessively. I'm going to have to find somebody else to cover obsessively. Go look at my page. Britney, I hate to burst your bubble once again, but this is not called obsession. If I wanted to really hurt your feelings or be obsessed with you, I'd review everything you do. I don't have any concern to. Not at all. My concern with you is the victims and the families that you continue to hurt and the bullshit that you continue to spread in these cases, the misinformation, and you fail to get the point of it. This is far from obsession. You are just one of a ton of characters that I cover. Flatter yourself all you want, but it ain't going to bother me one bit. Fire in the hole. Put them all behind members' walls.
Because I'm over it. I'm absolutely over it. They don't have the God-given common sense to think to them.
God did not give me common sense. Okay, let's establish that this is not called common sense according to Britney.
Themselves. Wow, maybe I'm going to give this girl a break and other people are already talking about her. No.
Give you a break. I'll give you a break the moment you stop lying about the victims and their families. I'll start giving you a break when you stop pushing misinformation that is harmful to victims and their families.
None of these people have any mercy whatsoever. So I'm going to put my streams behind a paywall and cost myself money.
Oh,
to get them.
Ouch, this hurts.
They can figure out someone else's content to use and rip off of every day.
Do you think that's going to affect me? Anybody in the comments think that if Britney puts stuff behind a paywall that I'm not going to be able to grab it beforehand? Do you think that that's going to really impact me at all? Let me give you a reminder here right quick. Last night.
I really don't want to show that stupid channel, Granny's channel, but.
Oh, wait, is that the live stream from last night that she took down? Sure is. Is that a screen recording of it? Sure is. It's called Being Prepared. Is this her live stream from the other day?
And I'm going to give you a couple of examples. What's the popular?
Yep, sure is. Sure is. And that's not off of her streams. That's called being prepared. That's called knowing what you're doing. That's called when you want to talk all the shit, you're prepared for it.
I am sick of it. I am sick of it.
Tim, did she do 2 live streams last night? The one I was recording, it doesn't seem like it's there anymore.
I don't know how anybody can think what they're doing is noble. And then Nonsense says that her mission and what she does
What's my mission statement?
is to solely correct misinformation. And
oh, I've never said that it's solely to correct misinformation. That's what I focus on. Yeah. Yep. But I can do the drama with the best of them. And here, honey, I'm doing it. You can just call this Sunday morning church service at the car wash. Wash, rinse, repeat.
I'm over it.
You couldn't even finish that? Wait, that's all you got? Where'd the rest of that thought go?
Is to solely correct misinformation.
And I'm damn fucking good at it. And that's all you got. And that's all you got.
I'm over it. I'm so over it. You know what?
What?
If it was just a correct misinformation, or if it was because you have a problem with the content or the case coverage that I do, then you wouldn't cover every single stream that I do that's not.
I haven't. Go back and factually check yourself on that once again. I haven't. I've done a couple of your drama streams on your backup channel to prove a point, especially when you talk shit about my friend Chico, and your mod and you sent, well, you claim you didn't know about it until after, but your mod Yvette sent a multi-page letter involving another creator and another creator's mod and tried to shame us all. We talked all the shit about that one. Otherwise, no, I don't. I pick and choose. Never once have I reviewed. If I reviewed every one of your streams, you'd be crying.
Sebastian related.
We could play that game. You're not going to like it. Trust and believe. You don't want that. Don't ask.
Hey, JH.
And I don't want that because I review you enough as is, because you are a huge source of misinformation, but you are so mind-numbing to me.
Aloha. Happy Halloween. As if she's the smartest person on YouTube and we need Nonsense to tell us how to think.
Do you really fucking think I think I'm the smartest person on YouTube? Have you seen some of these people out here that do like coding and do like high-tech shit, or like the doctors, or like the lawyers, or, you know, many other freaking super intelligent, amazing individuals that have incredible. Do you really think I'm the smartest person on this app? If you do, that's a yikes. That's a fucking yikes.
Right? Oh, honey, you want to talk about an inflated ego? Her head is as big around as my house. And I don't.
My head's as big as her house. Holy shit. No. I couldn't even fit in the doors.
I don't mean that in a physical way. I mean egotistically, metaphorically.
Ugh. Egotistically, metaphorically.
Uh-oh, you said her name now. She's going to be triggered and talk about it for over an hour. I'm sure, Sarah.
So triggered. So triggered.
She's probably going to go live because
this is the funniest shit right here. This right here.
She's in.
Sarah, my buddy Sarah, that likes to try to shame women that can't have children, has any right to say anything in the comments. Anything. Sarah, do you want me to go back down memory lane with you for a moment and remind everybody what a foul, nasty bitch you are? I could do that.
Immature and has no self-control. Just like half of these people.
I'm immature and have no. Okay, we got to hear that again because this. I love this for me.
In a physical way, I mean egotistically, metaphorically.
I don't know.
Uh-oh, you said her name now. She's going to be triggered and talk about it for over an hour. I'm sure, Sarah,
I'm so triggered.
she's probably going to go live because she's immature and has no self-control.
Immature and no self-control. Check.
Just like half of these people in Krama.
Oh,
If you notice that, they they have no self-control. They'll fire up a live stream before you can even finish one. When some
ma'am, you are on in the middle of the fucking night. In the middle of the night. There has been once or twice that I have gone live purposely when you were live to rip on you. Intentionally. Like once or twice. Otherwise, no, I don't get on in the middle of the night.
someone is that reactionary to the point where, they can't even allow you to finish a stream before they fire one up in response, that is
Ma'am, when I was reviewing the emails you got, did you not fire up a live when I was mid doing that? Did you not go live during that? I go live usually during the day. I go live at all times, actually, morning, afternoon, evening sometimes. But I have intentionally done that twice. And I told you guys I was intentionally doing that twice. Carry on. Every time, though, I'm so immature and lack self-control.
a sign of immaturity and having no self-control.
That's exactly what it is. Immaturity, no self-control.
It just is.
It just is. Just because Britney says so, it is.
Hi, Smiley.
Good morning.
She just can't come up with real content. She has to talk about others. Absolutely.
I can't come up with real content. I have to talk about others. Do you know how many people are impacted and treated poorly as victims? There is so much I could talk about. So many different creators that do this type of BS to victims and their families. We highlighted over 75 channels yesterday. 75. And if you think I'm full of shit, members, you have access to the full entire list that is growing of just people in the sector of psychics, mediums, and tarot card readers. Do you really think that you're the only one out here, BJ? Unfortunately, you're not. There's an entire universe of you, people like you. I didn't even know who you were until this case. And it's because you started covering it with salacious, scandalous bullshit, rumors, speculation, and trying to imply that the family of a missing child did something to the missing child when we have no evidence or proof that that has ever happened on any three of them.
Absolutely. Well, it's some of these people love that. They love that type. There are those type of people that I told you guys about who, drama for some people causes them to have anxiety. Drama causes me to have anxiety. And many of you
Casual art, I'm so sorry. So sorry. My algorithm is so fucked lately after like watching that. And now I've been getting like these weird like private jets, like people with private jets, like all of these young people flying private jets. I'm like, what is happening here? Like my algorithm's it's so fucked. It's between private jets locally, like people flying from Arizona to California on all these like different Cessna jets and stuff. And then psychic medium and tarot. I feel like I'm in an alternate universe right now.
or a headache, it sucks the life out of you. And then there are other people whose eyes light up, they sparkle, or their eyes will light up and sparkle with.
Are you okay? This is regular speed too. This is why I never listen to her on regular speed, but this is really hard for her to get out.
With glee, and they'll be foaming at the mouth at the
oh my gosh, I foam at the mouth.
Chance of
that's just my rabies.
Having an argument with somebody or trashing them. People.
Ma'am, you were on my panel. Was I foaming at the mouth to argue with you? No, I was dumbfounded by the stupidity.
Would not listen. If people didn't enjoy this type of content, if people didn't enjoy trashing others, they would not make their content based on that. Period.
Completely fails to miss the point once again that what she does to the family of a missing child on the nightly has done for 6+ months, nightly, hours, every night, by pushing the same exact narratives that they're questionable, they're shady, there's so many red flags, they've lied so often. Continuing to do that is harmful. She says all of this while failing to realize what her content is based off of. This is what I have the hardest time with in this arena, because the lack of self-awareness is astounding for some people.
Sharon Jones, thank you so much for becoming a member. Welcome to the green team, my love. I guess I'll use that to start out.
Brittany, I encourage you to talk to anybody that I'm close to. Revival, T, anybody like that I talk to, Chico, Pika, Duchess. Ask them if I sit there and trash you nonstop, if that's the only conversation we have is about you and trashing you, if I get my jollies off on trashing people. No, it actually makes me sick. It makes me sick that the lack of awareness of what you guys do, but you are just one speck of a huge and growing problem. Unfortunately, even behind the scenes, I don't do the shit that you accuse me of publicly doing. I don't sit here and salivate and foam over thinking I get to trash you. In fact, it hurts my head that you missed the point and I have to continue to come back around and correct the bullshit. But one thing you're not going to do is you're not going to sit here and lie on me or my character. I don't do that to you. I just have to play your words and point out the bullshit that you do to victims and their families. As far as you and your creator beef shit, I've stayed out of that. Stayed out of that.
So I just want,
and let me be very clear, this isn't on behalf of Granny, anybody else. Like, those people have their situations completely separate. But one thing I want to say on Granny's behalf is Granny even gives credit where credit is due. Granny will say that Britney's not wrong on some of the people that she has addressed. Granny will give her that. There are some other people that won't. Granny does. That's the crazy part for me, is she hates Granny so bad, but Granny is the one that she's got the most problem with. That Granny will say that even Britney's right on some of the things that she talks about with other people. Like, it's wild.
wanted to tell you guys, thank you. Sharon, thank you. That means so much to me. I appreciate it. It is the last day of the month before our new pay period rolls over.
Oh, thank you for acknowledging what I've been telling everybody this was about.
So it means so much to me. For anybody, if you become a member today or contribute to the channel in the least bit of a way, it means so much. It helps.
You saw that buildup of how she was going to put her content behind members only and it was going to hurt her financially. Now she's telling people that it's the end of the month. If you could, help her bolster that YouTube check.
More than you know. So yeah, if you like what we do here, and you are so
Hey, Phoenix. I hope you had a wonderful birthday yesterday.
wonderful and patient, it means so much to me. For that too, if you like what we do here, will you please take a second and click that thumbs up? It means so much to me. It helps me get the videos that we put out on the algorithm. The more that we thumbs up we get, the more YouTube will share our stuff. So if you don't mind,
it doesn't matter. Engagement's engagement. Thumbs up, thumbs down, comments, things like that.
Click that thumbs up if you like what we are doing. Secondly, consider becoming a member if you have not become a member and you have the means.
Okay, so that was her Thursday night. I'm going to move through this pretty fast because this just irritates me, but there's a few things I want to correct in these things, because I'll be damned if you're going to sit here and get away with saying some of this shit. So that was one thing. She was going to put her streams behind members only because, I don't have anything besides her streams. Ma'am, please do. Please save me a headache. I could go weeks on end of having so many other people to talk about besides you. Please fire in the hole. Okay, so this is her Friday night stream. We're going to move on. She's got a few things that she wants to say about me, and I'm going to correct a few things. Don't worry, she's coming on. I always find the spot where she's muted because it's like the nicest spot. in the stream. Let's move her up.
Did y'all hear me singing that Friday song? Yeah, I'll tell you what that's about in just a second. Loving life. All right. Ben George says people will read chat or hear a sentence and will in some roundabout way apply it to themselves. Potholes and junk have no agenda towards anyone in particular. Say it again louder, Ben, for those in the back. Please. Thank you. Potholes, junk, lint liquors, none of that has any
Petty Betty trash bag Karen wearing ass
relevance to anything other than some.
And if you don't know, that's what she calls me. There's a whole rant at one of the ends of my videos that I did on her. That's pretty fucking epic. It's hysterical, actually. There's so many adjectives that she called me, and they're better by each one.
Commercials that we thoroughly enjoy watching because we are cool like that. Now that you have found legal backing against one of them, they are clutching pearls.
Now that you found legal backing against one of them, did you really, though?
Really? You are going to tell me that any of them would have said no to a pro bono lawyer? I don't believe it.
I would have absolutely said no. 100% said no. Anything using a missing child for personal vendettas is disgusting to me. Plus, I don't have anybody on here that I really consider. There's not anybody that I haven't handled. If I need to handle it, I'll handle it on my own. I don't need a pro bono attorney that has some weird contracts that, in my opinion, represents a company that is kind of in the midst of exploiting a victim. But there's that. That's my personal opinion.
Especially, and I gotta be careful. I can't say much about litigation at all, okay? But I think it's okay for me to say especially, right?
Especially.
Right? When their children are being brought into this.
Okay, Brittany, I want to sit you down for a second because I want to give you a fucking rude awakening. You are not the only person on this app that has had your kids brought into things. You are not the only mother on this app. You are, however, one of the only ones that I hear constantly bring it up and try to bait people to intentionally talk about your family. And I'm going to say that again because it's not happened just once. And I've reviewed many streams where that's happened and I've pointed it out. Now, in the comment section, I expect you to not talk about her family, her kids, anything of that nature, because we don't need to do that. Because I'm going to get blamed for doing that.
Right? Anybody. Oh, yeah, Kelsey. They were taking those words serious.
Sammy, also remember when an unhinged lunatic was telling me that they had an attorney watching every single thing I did and documenting everything. They were watching every stream I did. And then that same person sent an email that was like 10 pages long asking for a truce, but in the midst of it, threatening my custody over my children. How'd that turn out for her? Wonder what else she's still hiding under.
Anybody would have done what they needed to do. And then now they're saying that because I stay.
Oh, Remy, that's right. You guys all switch times. Arizona, we don't switch times. We don't do spring forward, fall back. We don't do any of that. So it's early for you.
Because I don't leave the platform because of all of the, the threats and stuff, that I'm choosing YouTube over my family, which is a complete crock of you-know-what, and it's bull and nonsense.
Okay, pay attention right here. This is where you're going to get checked.
And then now they're saying that.
Play this again.
Because I stay, because I don't leave the platform because of all of the, the threats and stuff, that I'm choosing YouTube over my family, which is a complete crock of you-know-what, and it's bull and nonsense. You're effed up for allowing that to be, allowing those comments to go on in your chat over and over and over.
You can fuck right off. You can fuck right off about thinking that I am going to continue to try and control comments about you, because that same stream that you're talking about, this is how I opened that stream. Just a quick reminder for those in the back that have a lack of awareness. Mid review, I'm just going to show you this.
This is not a game. This is people's real lives we're talking about, and I don't think people understand that. I think a lot of people, it's easy to look at what's going on as entertainment.
It's
because for a lot
fully
of people, it is entertainment. You get on here and
it's fully recorded. The whole thing is recorded from last night. So I mean, if you need to take it down, that's absolutely fine. But just know that it's not going to stop me from reviewing and talking my shit today. It's just not. I knew coming into this one that this one was going to be needed to be recorded. So I did that. So just setting the bar out there, because I know sometimes they run to you and tell you to take it down. I'm reviewing it. Again, just prefacing this. Oh, wait. What am I about to say? To tell you it's not needed. You put this out here publicly, so let's talk about it. There's a few things that I need you guys to understand. There will be no threats, of course. That never happens over here, as is. No talk about her children. That doesn't need to happen. Talk about the words and the actions she puts out here publicly. That's it. But bitch, I got questions. Oh, wait. Did I just tell people that they couldn't do that in my stream? Sure did. Carry on.
Multiple comments in nonsense chat alleging that I chose YouTube over my family, that I'm putting my family at risk to keep my channel. You know what I mean? Like, this is the problem. This is what I'm talking about. You get threats, and
before you ever fucking tell me what my chat should and shouldn't say, maybe you should check your own. When you continually allow transphobic comments about my gender, comments from your chat saying my kids should be taken away, I have all the screenshots of that. Do you need me to walk you back through that, you sick fucking evil bitch? Try to shame me about what my chat does. I always preface things and tell people that your shit's off limits, your personal shit. But you don't do the same. And you sit there and let it happen over and over and over and over and over again. I see it. I document it. And it is what it is. But don't you ever fucking say, and when I call you evil, I'm calling you evil because of what you do to the victims and their families. What you do to me is minor. My issue with you is what you do to Chris and Katie and all of the victims and their families. The lack of awareness that you have, that you continue to incite things intentionally against the parents of a missing child that we have no evidence or proof did anything to harm their child. Carry on.
And people automatically say you're the one that's got to leave. You know what I mean? The people that are the problem aren't the ones that need to leave in these people's minds. It's the person that's being threatened.
Let me say this. I don't give a fuck where you go. I don't give a shit if you're on this app, you're not on this app. I could care less about you. Factually, don't care. You push misinformation about a missing child, about a missing child's parents. That's the only thing I give a shit about. You personally, I don't care. You're a grown-ass adult and is going to do what you feel fit to do. But I ain't going to be shamed for allowing comments in my chat of people's opinions on what you're choosing when you sit there and don't even address your comments. You just read somebody from Thursday night that said that they were going to report me, and you were like, "Oh, okay, woo-hoo-hoo," you know? Fuck you. Seriously.
Threatened. Right. And PJ, exactly. I'm supporting my family. Yvette says, Brittany, is there a time limit on being a victim?
You ain't supporting your family. Your subs are.
Many have admitted to watching you be bullied for over a year. Cowards. Oh, yeah, for sure. For sure. It's disgusting. And I want to say this. I'm going to put this out here too. Let me ask this question. I asked my mods this today for anybody that wants to answer this question.
Okay.
So I did one thing a year ago. This goes for many people, right? Some people are still coming at me about shit that happened 2 years ago, guys.
Oh, the irony of this statement right here.
Things that happened 2 years ago. How long do you hold somebody?
Guess what? That's not me. I don't even know your past and refuse to even dig into any of it. Same with what they expected me to do with Granny. I didn't do that to Granny either. Your guys' past didn't involve me. I focus on your current words.
At fault. How long do you beat somebody over the head for something that they did?
How long ago was it that Granny said something about her kids aren't whatever Britney's quote was in her declaration, the standing up in a vehicle, moving vehicle. How long ago was that? So is that you holding on to things that happened a few years ago and then putting them in a declaration? Megan, I just saw you. Megan, how long ago was it about that what she quoted Granny in the declaration saying? Was that a couple years ago? 3 years ago, Angel? That's what I thought. Okay, 2 years ago? Yeah. Okay, I just wondering. So she's still holding on to things that happened years ago. Okay.
How
Thank you.
long do you trash another person and come
3
at
years.
them,
Thank you.
take part in the attacks over and over and over and over? How long do you do that before it's equal to whatever I did to you a year or two ago? When is it enough?
The irony of this.
You know what I mean? These people always talk about accountability and giving second chances, or being having grace for other people.
Revival, say that louder. 3 years ago has nothing to do with Sebastian. Isn't that ironic? She's doing this because of the interference, right? The overall greater good, because supposedly the defendants, it's not for personal anything. None of that on that filing is personal for Britney. It's all because of the greater good. They claim that these defendants, which is factually incorrect, affected the search. Well, one of them for sure has never even been to Tennessee. Granny has never even been to Tennessee. Nothing to do with the search for Sebastian. Nothing. But that's what she signed up for, was to help for the greater good. Nothing personal. How could we get that misconstrued?
You know what I mean? That's what these people always talk about. They always talk about um just having grace. But I have been ripped apart, some of these people, for over a year or two. And oh my God, I just wish so badly that there was a way that I could like roll out everything that's happened, where you can see some of the things that some of these people.
You could easily. It's called proof, timeline, facts. You could. You could. If the proof was on your side, you could. And you probably would have already. That's just my theory, though.
Are angry at me about. Like some of the things. No, I think Nonsense said all these people, and they have similar stories. They can't all be wrong.
I said that in a chat. That's how crazy this is. I said that in a chat that all these people that she has had issues with over the past, there are so many people from differing groups of people that don't even get along. Like those groups don't get along. The one thing I will say, though, along with this, is all these people have very similar stories. But do I believe every single person that has spoke out against her and claims, to be a victim? No, I do not. I'll be honest. No, I do not. Do I believe that there's problems with some of these people? Absolutely. But do I also believe that some of those people intentionally created their own issues with her? Absolutely. I think both things exist. I don't think she's to blame for all of the fallouts, but I do believe a big majority of some of the ones you've seen publicly, she had a hand in for sure. But I think there's other people that want to be noticed as a victim of hers too, that I don't necessarily, no, there's more to it.
No, not everybody could all be in the wrong. There are
It's 70-40. It's Sunday morning. We can do that.
things that I have done to hurt some people. But then there's also groups of people who have left my channel based solely off their friend leaving.
Oh, absolutely. I believe that. 100%. I believe that people leave in groups. Yes, there's cliques out here. I've seen it happen. I'm not denying that.
Or solely off they just didn't want to be a mod anymore. It wasn't things. It's not these people act like I've done something to individually hurt every single person that's left my channel. And that,
No, I don't believe that. I don't believe that is true, and that's not what I've said. The people who have spoke out publicly all have a very similar story, and some of those people don't even get along.
that's just not true. I'm sorry, it's not. I don't bully people. That's something that I don't do. I don't. Britt, read what Misty Fisher's comment said. Hold on a second. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Even after I apologize, they still bring it up. It doesn't, yeah, because when I apologize, they'll say that I'm not sincere. My apology is not
Wolfie.
sincere. Britt, folks are hating you because you are a child of God and have a light that shines from your beautiful soul. Satan don't like God's
It's Sunday morning. I'm gonna go easy.
children and will do anything to try to destroy our light. I believe that. I believe it. I just don't, that's thank you, Misty. What do you, Misty, don't, please don't be upset with me that I didn't see the comment. Ben said it goes deeper than the potholes. Any generality will be taken out of context and they just can't help applying the comment to themselves. Every time, Ben.
Yeah, Wolfie, there's situations like a few of like there's some big situations that she lacks accountability in. There's some other ones that I'm just like, I see people in the comments saying stuff and I'm kind of like,
Every time. Every time. So somebody in chat said that there was another channel that defended me tonight. Well, sorta. Yeah, they did. But they also said some
yeah, there's a whole lot more to a lot of these situations than even the public knows, Wolfie, for sure. There's a lot of those situations, but then there's like trail off stuff too that like is just wild. There's so much behind all of this with her.
a couple of things about me too. But so yes, there was another channel tonight. Her name is Earth, and she's having issues with Kathy P, which I want to say something, and I don't care. I'm gonna get some hot water for this. But when people were coming after my kids, I wanted people, I was hoping that others would stand up and speak out. And Allie, yeah, Alex Erickson, I know you said you spoke out against it or you said something against it. Thank you. I appreciate it. But you've still been in the chats talking trash about me and I've never done anything to you. What did I do?
Allie comes over here a lot, and she doesn't talk shit about you. Speaking facts is not talking shit.
Mine and your friendship didn't end because I hurt you. And you know that. So I guess I can't understand why.
Well, it's me, Amberly. There also has to be accountability and stopping lying too, because that continues on too. And that's not acceptable.
You are partaking in the dog piling. I'll never understand that. You said today in Jones's chat that you hoped that I would come over there because you would like to ask me the question why I'm doing litigation.
Yeah, Megan, it is.
And
You're either all in or all out. You can't just go on the facts with her. You can't go on the facts. You've got to either defend her blindly. Yep.
basically, why am I doing it on the path that I'm doing it on? And basically, why am I taking part in this filing and not doing it on my own volition? Well, do you have several $1,000s to hire an attorney to file litigation?
Anybody right there? Do you realize what she just admitted?
It's an opportunity
Mm.
pro bono
Oh,
that was offered to me.
oh,
And I had someone putting my house out on their channel, Alex. Regardless of what you tell your friends about me, regardless of what
okay. Let's just stop with the putting my house out. Like you talked about that story publicly. You acknowledged, from my understanding, a couple years ago that this took place. You talked about it publicly. Like, was it good to do? No. Was it done? Yes. Moving on. Okay. a lot of these situations are happening right now, and people are like, well, this and this and this and this. It's all foul. Truly, it's all foul.
Shit y'all say about me, Alex, this is to you, directly to you. And I'm saying this publicly because you've been saying it publicly, all of the stuff you're saying. So I hope somebody clips this into.
I say the same thing when I was addressing Kathy. I said the same exact thing. I said, you cannot continue to say things out here and people not use it against you. It will come back around. You can't say these things and people, and then say it's an attack when they come back at you. If you give them something, they're going to use it. You know that. You say that, Brittany. So here we are.
Gives you this, Alex.
You give
You and I
a lot.
had a friendship for well over a year.
If I wanted to trash you, if I wanted to drag you like you claim I do, I would grab onto a whole lot more because you've given a whole lot more than I've taken. I have tried to keep the focus to the bullshit you do to the victim and their family, but you have opened your Pandora's box wide open, and I haven't taken any of it, but you've allowed it. You've sat there and baited people with shit. I see what you do.
Close to 2. I thought you were my best friend. You spent countless hours and nights on the phone with me.
I have a soft spot for Allie, so this kind of just pisses me off. Allie has been one of the few that I have always gotten along with. Think very highly of her. And I don't know much about Allie's never told me about her stuff with BJ, so I don't even want to respond here. We've never even talked about nothing besides publicly in chats when Allie comes in and like will say something. But Allie is one of the first people to defend Britney when there's factual stuff that is being needed to be addressed too.
Talking me down about some of the shit that has went on this platform. You know better than anybody that I don't go real life. You know better than anybody.
Okay, let's talk about that though, BJ, because not long ago, and all I can speak on is what my issue is here. You say you don't go real life, but were you not bragging about having Veda Jade over there in your corner talking to Veda Jade? Were you not bragging about that? So you might not go real life, but you surround yourself with people of others. Like, you don't like me because I review your stuff. So what did you do? You went to the most real lifing motherfucker on this app that has background information. She bragged about it publicly about having note cards with Kyle's business information. She bragged about having 2 people from somebody's community come into her to want to call CPS on me. You also associated yourself with Julia Valente, who you acknowledged was passing my personal information around. So you might yourself not touch that stuff, but you sure surround yourself with people who touch that stuff. And you get yourself in those spots. When you said, oh, you want me to talk to Veda? Oh, you want me to talk to Veda? Sure, please do, because she'll be the fastest thing to bring you right to your knees, not me. You want to associate yourself with people that do real life shit, that claim that they're putting trackers on emails and all that shit. I mean, come on, have fun. She'll bring you to your knees, not me. She already tried that. And so again, you might not go real life or claim you don't, but you sure maneuver yourself in places with people who do all of that shit. Yeah, let's talk about that. Very good point. Real life, you can't get much more real life than a filing, BFAM, in a Pennsylvania court over personal matters that have nothing to do with a missing child. You can't get much more real life than that, in my opinion. You can't get much more real life than what she did to Granny. I mean, it is what it is.
That I don't do dirty things behind the scenes. And before you say it, Wolfie.
Oh no, you did all that filing behind the scenes and then publicly came out here and thought you were going to get ass pats for it.
Yes, I showed a picture, maybe
Sorry guys, my neighbor is gaming and having a real good time.
2, of Wolfie to a couple of people. I have admitted that countless times, and I have apologized countless times. And it's not enough, but I'm saying that.
Please understand when I'm talking about these situations too, all I have is my own like personal experience with some of these people that she maneuvers with to really talk about. I don't know the depths of everything else. Like, I can say very surface level on some of this stuff, and my opinions on like what's happening right now with this filing is fucking foul as shit. It's foul. Granny knows how I feel about it. It is completely foul, but you don't even have to have a side in that. You can look at the facts and see what the facts are. Those exhibits, the declarations, are filled with misinformation being used against two defendants from plaintiffs who have done as bad, if not worse, than anybody is claiming in those exhibits.
Because I know me saying I don't go real life, Wolfie's going to say that, oh, but you did it to me. How long do you beat somebody over the head before it's enough?
I feel like skipping through a lot of this stuff right here, and not because like these are situations I wasn't around for. I know some of this stuff personally. Um, I know some of like the background, or I've been told some of this stuff, and I want to be able to defend this stuff, but I can't articulate it factually because I wasn't there. So the best way I can handle this is moving through this. If you guys want to address it, Wolfie, if you're still in here, I would absolutely, please say whatever you want, and I'll try to highlight your comments in the chat. But I feel like Wolfie just continues to be one that she goes back over and over again.
So, Allie,
I'll play a couple more minutes and then I'm going to skip on to the parts I can address.
what I'm saying to you is you are one of the first people that I got close to. One of the only few people that I have actually been personal with. And you firsthand seen what I went through on this platform, which blows my mind that you, out of all people who has sat there on calls with me, listening to me to cry, Allie, won't you tell him how me and you both tried to do phone calls? We tried to reach a, well, I tried because you were cool with these people, but I tried.
See that, all that right there. Like I'm not even gonna waste my time on it. And it's not because it's a waste of time, but I wasn't around for those days. I can't speak on those situations. I don't know those situations. And Alex isn't here to defend herself. Wolfie is in the comments typing, but there's much more to these situations than meets the eye. It's a lot deeper, and that's for them to handle.
That should shoot it all to hell and back. Like,
I've really tried to keep out of it. Mal came on and did the one live stream with me, shut that down, and that was it. Like, you don't see me every time something happens. Well, you did that to Mal. I don't use Mal's story constantly to go at Britney. Never, because that was a situation I wasn't a part of.
Kathy P just proved that she's willing to completely lie, not just to the people that are questioning her, but her own chat. She's willing to lie for the sake of content and making money.
I wouldn't say it's for the sake of content and making money, but yes, she did unfortunately lie straight to my face about the situation with the comments. I'm not going to sugarcoat that shit. It is what it is. I'm over the situation. I'm done with it. But I'll be goddamn if anybody ever pops on a fucking panel and tries to fucking talk over me and gaslight me and fucking blow smoke up my goddamn ass and shut me down when they're the ones that fucking rewrote the shit in the comment section that confused me in the first place. Fuck out of here.
Person like that,
Fuck that. Mm-mm.
will never,
off.
I mean, doubling.
For those of you that didn't get that memo, no, there will be no apology for me popping the fuck off and telling somebody to shut the fuck up. They deserved it, and I'll do it again. Because I'll be damned if you continue to gaslight a situation that didn't exist.
Down line when she's been caught. I mean, that the truth has been put out there.
Hey, everybody out in chat.
Sorry, I'm looking for Nicole's comment.
You're good. You do you. You deserve to get it off your chest.
Revival.
Nicole, I don't see it, babe. Can you, I hate to ask you, could you comment again? Could you type it again? Lomax says evil, lying drama queens is what they are. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's BS. And then you got people like nonsense. I will give credit where it's due. Nonsense.
Oh, you're going to give credit where it's due? Let's hear this.
I appreciate you, speaking up in defense of me in that regard.
Nah. I didn't just speak up in defense of you. I spoke up in defense of the truth, not you. The truth. The truth was that there was no comment made by you against Kathy's children. There was no comment in the chat that was left by mods about her children. The story around that has changed so many fucking times. It's mind-blowing at this point in time. I didn't speak up in defense of you. I spoke up in defense of the truth because I was really bothered because people are gaslighting and doing all sorts of shit behind the scenes and absolutely intensifying this infighting between creator and intentionally baiting people to talk shit about creator to continue shit going on. That's what I thought was happening. Was I wanted to know who the account was that possibly said something, because I have a feeling that account was probably somebody that hangs around and intentionally says shit like that to get shit going. That's kind of what I thought, and I'm pretty sure that's probably what happened. But I didn't defend you. I defended the truth.
I appreciate that, but that doesn't change everything that she's done either.
What have I done? Make a list of things that I've done, because one, you will never say I've lied on you. Hasn't happened. Wanderlusting, thank you for being a member for 8 months, or thank you for being a member for 3 months. Make a list. Let's check it.
But I say all that to say, then tonight, there's a channel by the name of Earth who did a comment. Thank you, Tattooed Mama. Tattooed Mama says, I thought if you talk about someone's kids, I certainly wouldn't be here. And I sure as hell wouldn't have sent you pictures of my babies. Just saying. Exactly. Because you know that those pictures will always be safe. And I'll never share them out with anybody. And you know that I would never go after innocent little children.
Oh,
speaking of which, I'm about to bring some heat to myself, and I know I am by saying this, but I don't care.
Oh.
It's what's right. And
You know that there's people on this app that I've shared pictures of my family with, that have pictures of my kids that I might not be close with anymore, that I might not talk to anymore, that might just not be in my circle anymore. Do you think for 1 second I worry about them having pictures of my kids? No, not one bit. Not one bit. Because the people I share stuff with don't do that type of foul shit at all. Even if I don't mess with them today or we've parted ways, like this whole fucking, I'm so over this shit. I'm so over the adults not taking accountability. And at the end of the day, if I shared something with somebody, that's my responsibility. My responsibility to protect my family, not other people's responsibility. That is my fault. If I chose to share shit with somebody else that used it to weaponize, that's my fault. That's my issue as an adult and as a parent.
And if I'm going to expect others to defend me, then I have to be willing to defend others and call it out when it's not right. What Queen Bee is doing to Savage's,
I'm not even getting into that shit. Not doing that shit. Not going to defend any of that shit because I think it's foul from what I know on both sides of things. There's shit going on that goes way back before I was around. I don't know. I have heard bits and pieces of it. Not my day to get involved in that. But I do find it to be really odd that certain people in the background of these creators continue to do the most. It's really sad to me because when I came on this app, those two were really good friends, Savage and Queen. And I think it's just sad. It's a sad situation, and the real life stuff on any sides of it is not okay. And that's where I stand, and you guys know where I stand, so let's go on.
I think that's great. That's incredible.
And I think there's a lot that people are missing that have probably happened way before a lot of us were around. I have not gone back and timelined all of that or looked at all of it. But what I do know is I don't think that what is being, I just don't think it's acceptable on any way, shape, or form. But I think it was already a smoldering fire that got gasoline thrown on it. And here we are.
Got to get the wireless mic that goes to the phone.
Yeah.
So when I walk up to people, get their opinion and their take on mental health and stuff like that.
Pineapple, agree.
And go from there.
Yeah, that'll be nothing. I guarantee you. Once you get your streams going again, your base will probably help you with that, honestly.
Yep.
The haters spend their time hating and the others talk about.
Pika, Yeah, and that's the thing is, like, she's owned that, she's talked about that, said that, like, at what point do people move on from that? I don't know. Again, that's not my thing. But then people say, you know, I can't sit with Queen because she's a real lifer, but then go sit with somebody. Like, it's really hard for me to navigate those things. So here's my stance on all of that, and you guys can like it or dislike it. I don't care. This is where I am. I like bits and pieces of each and individual person. Is there going to be things that I disagree with? Absolutely, across the board, including myself. I do things that sometimes I'm like, fuck, I shouldn't have said that, or I shouldn't have done that. But it happens. We all make mistakes as humans, but there is so much of this. Well, she did this, she did that, she did this, she did that. I can't sit with them because they're real lifers. Meanwhile, you're sitting with somebody who is sharing body cam footage of DV situations. If you're for the victims, you don't sit there and cheer on somebody that's for DV body cam footage to be shared. Sorry, it's just not. Like, I can't rationalize this shit in my head, and therefore I try not to. I just, whatever you guys do it. Just do it away from me. Because I can't get with like the one-sided back and forth, like we stand against real life, but we're okay with this being done. I don't care if it's somebody I dislike, like Betty. I don't give a shit. I'm against it, period, point blank, end of story. If I'm going to be against it, I'm going to be against it for people I like, dislike, anything. Like, that's just who I am. And that's why I stand alone and by myself, because I don't get down with that. I don't think, even though I dislike Clue, that situation with, anyways, that was sad. Like, there's a whole lot of things that happened that I just don't agree with. Doesn't mean I completely dislike somebody. No, it just means I stay the fuck away, period.
About it never ends. Well, yeah, because I've got Eddie up here. And I know some of you probably aren't going to know what I'm talking about, but I need to do this because this was put out publicly and Eddie's going to remember this. It's ironic because me and the mods were talking about this earlier.
Now, if I go real life, like I told you guys, I will tell you before I do anything. I tell you if somebody's fucking with me, I'm going to know everything about them. Everything about them. You guys won't know because I handle it like an adult behind the scenes. I don't come out here. This is where the creator to creator stuff about like personal history and stuff like that gets really confusing to me because I'm not in those circles. I'm not in all of that stuff. So on the outside looking in, I want nothing to do with any of it. There's that.
So Nonsense, y'all remember Nonsense did a stream a few months back with an ex co-host of mine. Well, Eddie was with me at the time.
Okay. So she's talking about Mal. She's talking about the stream that Mal and I did. That stream is up. You can go watch that for all the receipts. Everything Mal said, she had a receipt for. You can go look and see what was actually said. The rewrite constantly, all of this stuff is so unnecessary and so stupid at this point, Brittany. It's like grabbing onto things that don't even matter in the big scheme of things, but you can't move past it.
He was my moderator at the time, and he was in our group privately. Eddie, I don't know if you know this or not, but Mallory put out messages regarding that meal that you guys kind of went in together and purchased for me and and my family when Roger passed.
Yep.
Okay. Well, she pushed that. I guess some of the mods that we were talking to that have now left the channel, gave her private messages of us speaking about that meal.
Yep.
And do you remember me and you having that conversation where you were under the impression that y'all were buying me groceries?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Okay. So I want to clarify this, you guys, because Eddie was one of the people that I was talking to privately in regard.
Who did that, Johnson? Who did that? Who held a video of somebody's bare ass for 2 years? Who did that? Who did that? I'm waiting. Who held a video of somebody's bare ass child for 2 years? And how the fuck did they get a picture of somebody's bare ass child to begin with? First of all, who sent around a video of their bare ass child? Did Johnson answer me? Not yet. Okay. Who has a video? Did she answer me? No answer yet. Okay, that's it. That's what I'm asking. Like, who did that? Who has a picture of? I got you, Mal. Yeah, that's weird as fuck, right, Am? Is this the video about? Hold on. Oh, that's okay. Thank you. Okay. So it's a video that her children accidentally uploaded to YouTube. So BJ's children accidentally uploaded a video to, it was up for 10 minutes. They uploaded a picture of themselves, unfortunately. Okay. All right. I see. Okay. So the video wasn't sent around. Thank you. It was up for 10 minutes. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. Thank you. All right. Moving on. But that video, just hold on. I'm getting another incoming. Yeah. Who's had it? Okay. Okay. Everybody spoke out against it. Up to good. Thank you. Okay. Thank you. All right. Okay. Gotcha. Thank you.
Regards to this meal. So
I'm moving on because I was like, wait, what? Who did that? Oh, Joneson. Okay. Thank you. I was like, who would do that? But it's the video that she accidentally, so her boys accidentally uploaded a video of them goofing off. Everybody pretty much spoke out against it, said that wasn't okay to do. Sounds like it was community wide. Everybody said that wasn't okay to do. Sounds like Queen mentioned that she even tried to protect Britney in that situation last night. Am I getting that correct? And then, but it was Cotton that was going to have or had uploaded it or was going to play it, that Queen basically intervened and said, nope, don't do that. Didn't know what the video was sent the video, and she deleted it. That's what I'm being told. But Cotton was going to play it live. Okay, thank you. All right. So nobody was passing around videos of their children doing anything. It was an accidental upload that sat up for 10 minutes. Then it was deleted. Somebody grabbed it, was going to play it. She did play it. Oh, Granny. Oh, okay. Yep. Okay. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Okay. Moving on. So that situation got handled community wide. Everybody stood against it. And that, okay. And Queen said she interfered, or basically said intervened on BJ's behalf and said, no, don't do that shit. Okay. Thank you.
put a 1 in chat if you guys remember
Thank you all.
Mallory and Nonsense sharing that, I got this meal from my subscribers and I basically was ungrateful. And irony, while y'all put 1 in.
Well, technically, Nonsense didn't share that. Nonsense hosted Mallory, and Mallory brought all the receipts. Again, that video is up, and I'll go grab the link to that video if you want to watch that video. She comes with receipts. They were like even OCD receipts.
Irony Rose, I want to thank you for 10 memberships. That means so much to me. Welcome to the green team, everybody. You guys are awesome.
I'm gonna fill you guys in, okay? So I've been around since the Kylie Rodney case.
Okay.
Okay, and
We don't care.
at the end of every live, we would have what they call backstage, and people that were in chat would come up on panel, and we would just talk for hours.
Okay.
about life,
Cool.
okay,
Yep.
about what's going on, you know, and just talk.
After the
Not
live stream ended.
yeah,
Right.
after the live stream ended, just have a conversation, you know, and sometimes it'd be serious, sometimes it'd be humor. Well, that situation had me under the feeling that groceries were going to be sent to the house. Okay, my name got thrown in the dirt a little bit, and it is what it is. I know the truth. God knows the truth,
Yep.
and
It sounds like she has. It sounds like it happened quite a while ago. And yeah, it sounds like it happened quite a while ago and just got re-brought up again. Yeah. I'm kind of stunned by that, to be honest, and I'm glad people stood against it and intervened. Like I'm kind of stunned by that situation. Like, why would you even why would if you saw that, even if I dislike somebody, if I saw that, I would go right to that person and be like, ma'am, hurry up, you've got a video up. Like, I don't care how much I dislike you, because that's about the dignity of a child. Like, why would you go live to play? Like, I'm struggling with this right now, and ugh.
you know that, and people who don't believe in God, it's okay. I'm not saying you should. The air knows the truth. The air knows the truth. So
I just dropped the link for the video Mal and I did. Mal said, hold on, let me find it, Mal. There was at least 4 of us in this convo. No one else was under that impression.
and it was trash.
Mal, can I speak openly? To me, what it seems like with Eddie is brought on to co-sign when necessary. Like, he is used to confuse and confuddle people. That's my every time there's a situation that she needs to be defended on, here he comes. And he's like half cocked with misinformation.
It was trashy. You know what I'm saying? To
Yep.
to the what, you know, Greg's father just passed away, and all this drama is happening.
Yep.
All this drama.
Again, here's the link for what Mal actually said. You can go watch what Mal said and all of the. I see that there's a lot of differing sides in here of people that don't get along. I really appreciate you guys respecting me enough to not bring your shit here. I appreciate that. Jones, and thank you for coming back in and explaining. I totally understand morning routine and all that stuff, but I was just like, wait, what? But I really appreciate everybody like filling in the gaps and everything. And I see there's a lot of you that don't get along, but I appreciate the fact that you guys respect me enough to keep your fuck shit out of my chat. I appreciate that.
Okay. And yeah, I was there for it. And that's one of the reasons why when everything started going south and people actually put a wedge between me and Britt in our friendship. You know what I'm saying? Things were said that weren't true, and it is what it is. You know what I'm saying? And
Yep.
I left.
Evan, please take that up with Queen. But from my understanding on that situation too, those were photos that were put on YouTube a long time ago by some other random account. Now, please understand, this is just my interpretation of the things that I've been told. Those were photos placed when everybody was getting doxxed. They were doxing a bunch of people. So a random account had put those same exact things up. And whoever had emailed her or sent Savage that message that Queen was trying to do stuff, which that's weird to me, that whole situation. I don't know the ins and outs, but it feels like people are gassing shit up behind the scenes and there's a whole lot, but those exact photos were used in that same message. So again, you can disagree with it, agree with it, but what I understand, my understanding from what I've been told, is that Queen showed that video of saying that these were already up here. This is the exact same photos that were used in that. Does that make sense? There's even more to it, that as well. Okay. See, this is where I check out. But from my understanding, she was initially showing that to show that those had been up there for quite some time when people were being doxxed, and that they reused those same photos. Now, you can have your opinions on it or not. If she wouldn't have shown it, people would have been, people, this is where I right out of. Okay, carrying on.
I left. I took a break because I know what I didn't say and I know what I said, and I don't have to explain myself. You know what I'm saying? The truth will come out.
That's
People,
one thing that's for certain.
Cash, you know that.
Two things is for sure. The truth always stands on its own, don't it?
yep. So I just shut my mouth. I left. I was hurt. Yes, I was really hurt because I really thought that I made friends.
Mal says, I literally sent to the group chat what Britney picked out and what was paid for. And she goes over that. No, Squirrel Girl, nobody should be doing, nobody, again, you guys, none of these situations, we're going to have multiple wrongs happening at one time with multiple situations. And you are going to feel some sort of way on these situations depending on the information that you know. This is where I have not invested the time nor the energy to get all of the details on the back end. This is why I say all of the real life shit, whatever is happening to whomever, is foul. It needs to stop. But it's not a one-sided thing. Usually it's kind of a back and forth, multiple things happening at one time, and it's really confusing.
And come to find out, they weren't really who they said they were. So it is what it is. And you know what? I look at it now, it's water under the bridge.
Yep.
Penny, that's me. When it comes to personal drama between creators, I don't invest myself. If it's not harm to victims or their families, I don't spend the energy. And I will tell you, I've told you guys that up front all along. And it's not because I don't care for these people. It's not because I think what one's doing is okay and what one's... I've had experiences with a lot of people that it's just, I can only talk on my experience with a lot of these people and what has happened to me, or what hasn't happened to me. Beyond that, like, we all have our little... Expecting people to be aware of everything is just never going to happen either. But you're right. It does. People get gassed up majorly.
You know, but yes, I didn't know it was going to be one meal.
So the way that this, because oh my God, the way this was presented, and the reason I'm talking about this is because it's important to me that the people that support me...
There's no way, Penny. Penny said if I were a creator, I'd watch everybody in order to know for sure what was said. That's just me, though. I don't trust many folks on here because I've seen way too much. That's impossible for me to do. Impossible. Nor do I even want to. I would not have a life.
Know the truth. At least if you're going to come out with something, come out with the truth.
Mal already did. Again, I'm going to drop that link one more time. You can go see what Mal said. This rewrite and bringing Mal into shit and rehashing things. Mal said what she had to say and walked away from it.
Right. So I guess I learned about it later on, but the way that it was being presented was my family was my family was gifted a meal from some of my mods, and it was put out there to the public that by Mallory that I got this meal and was very ungrateful for it. That's not the way that this happened at all. Mallory called me. She asked me.
You can go look and see for yourself what actually happened.
What I wanted. That she said she was going to read off a menu for me to check it. Whatever I wanted, let her know. So she read the menu off, and I was like, okay, with the turkey in the ham, blah, blah, blah. That sounds fine. I got the meal. Everything was good. 2 months later, me and Mallory left the channel. Things had happened. Thank you, Cassie, for becoming a member. Eddie asked me, Britney, and Eddie's here.
And she really went to dig out bones. She attempted to address this stuff before and couldn't do it. And now here we are again.
Eddie's here. So we got, it's not like I'm putting words in his mouth. Cassie, thank you for becoming a member. Welcome to the green team. We were on a call, me and Eddie, and he asked me, hey.
Penny, absolutely agree with you. Yeah, I don't believe most shit unless it's like a consensus of multiple people saying, yes, yes, yes. Or like the creators themselves from different sides. That's one thing. If you know who's on whose side, like the differing sides, and you see those people agreeing that never agree, then you know you're on the right track.
By the way, did you ever get those groceries that we all went in together for and bought you when your father-in-law passed?
Well, Allie, she said on Thursday night that it was the end of the month and she needed a little bump. It was going to hurt her because she was going to start putting things behind a paywall.
And my words were what, Eddie? What groceries?
Yep.
And Eddie said, me and Mallory.
Evan, if you don't understand the reason I'm playing this, go back to the beginning and watch at the beginning. I address everything you said. We're going to get to more points where she talks about me. I defend me, my name, the shit she throws me into. I don't have any personal vested interest with any of these people, none of these people, but she continues to muddy the water and throw me into shit that I'm not involved in. So it's just me setting her fucking straight.
And Jim and a couple of other moderators had went in together. They all threw money in the pot to purchase me groceries for that week.
And she's rewriting shit that happened. Mal and I did that video in August.
And I guess Eddie was never told that I didn't get groceries. That's what I'm saying, y'all. It's made out like I got this food and I complained about it. I got the food and nothing. I said thank you, and it was left at that, to the point where Eddie didn't even know that it was a meal I got.
That was a sweet gesture.
So she waits until October to respond to a video that Mal and I did in August. It's weird. It's weird. It definitely has a weird undertone.
Right. So 2 months go by, and that's when Eddie says,
this is why I always say she's looking for the victimhood status. She didn't address it then, but here we are. Okay, I'm going to move it forward to one more spot because she goes on. You can watch the video yourself. You can go see everything that Mal had to say, everything that Mal showed. You can go see it. I hosted Mal. She did that.
And like you said, what she did was all a lie, and she's not gonna apologize for it. She will never apologize for that.
Nope, she sure won't.
So why even bother with her?
Oh, that's right, Wolfie. She did address this when we were live. That's right. I forgot she did. I forgot. Yeah. Mal came with receipts. You can go watch that if you want to like follow all of that. I can't speak for Allie. I can't speak for Wolfie. She threw a whole shit ton of names into this one. I'm not really sure. She was feeling some sort of energy that day of getting froggy.
Let her
Like
people do what they do.
Like Muscle said, yes, understand. But we can all coexist and not rip each other apart. And if it takes pretending each other don't exist, that's all I'm saying.
Yep. So be it. That's right.
Yep.
Mhm.
And if they start talking about your children, report them.
Oh, that's that part too.
Real quick, Rebecca Casella, thank you for becoming a member. And then Muscles and Mascara says, yes, understand, but we can all coexist and not rip each other apart. And if it takes pretending each other don't exist, then that's all I'm saying. Exactly, Muscles. Exactly. 100%. 100%. And it shouldn't be. But here's the thing. I can do that. That's fine. I can make an agreement to do that. But these people, nonsense. And I'm going to tell y'all why I'm saying names tonight, because
Nonsense.
when you are passive aggressive,
I'm not making an agreement. It's not an agreement that I would ever make with anybody. Here's the thing people need to realize. If I address you, it's because you are spreading misinformation on a victim and their family or have my name in your mouth lying about me. That's it. That's all.
and you don't say names, that'll make 100 people think you're talking about them. That's why I'm making sure to say names. Kathy P, nonsense, channels like that, they have to have an enemy.
No, this is so fucking weird to me. Brittany, you're not my enemy. Like this fabricated world that you live in your head is just fucking weird.
If they don't have somebody to fight with or to go after, they got no content. They got
really? I have no content. I have no content. That's why I was reviewing 75 fucking channels yesterday. That's why I had a list of 75 channels yesterday, BJ. No content, huh? You just happen to be one of the ones that is pushing a certain narrative with high rates of misinformation and has continued. That's why you're reviewed. You're not special, BJ. You really aren't.
no channel.
Their lives are miserable.
Oh, I have to have an enemy.
Let them live in their misery. I don't want to live in it.
My life is miserable, according to Nana. She doesn't want to live it. Okay.
I'm happy being me. I don't want to be in that misery.
Yep. All I watch is I'm not even going to talk about it. It's a lot of drama. Um,
Oh, you watch a drama channel?
How she's concocted this thing in her head that she's my enemy is quite great, though.
no.
Oh.
I'm
I
following.
misunderstood you.
I'm following the Diddy case.
Oh, yes, yes. I've been wanting to talk about that on Patreon.
Okay,
bad.
I'm going to be talking.
Is Nana in here? Is Nana in here? Did Nana come to tell me about myself again and I'm missing it? Hold on. Is she actually in here? Oh, Nana, are you going to go back to the panel tonight and be like, I told nonsense all about herself? Are you in here? Or are you guys just talking to her on the panel? Nana cracks me up. Honestly, the back and forth with her, it's embarrassing. Damn it. I don't see her if she's in here. Oh, Rockabit. Speaking of content, Tim Ballard, yeah, he's being that's an interesting one. A new interesting one. She's not in here. You guys are just talking to her. Okay. I was like, is she in here? Revival's talking out loud. Okay. Nana is a trip, right? Yep. She is.
Case is going to be going on for a while. So what I'm waiting to do, once I have my computer set back up and everything and the internet going, I'm going to compile a bunch of stuff together, articles and everything like that. And I'm just going to live stream talking about that situation. Okay. There's a lot to it. And like I said, back to the statement I made about protecting our children.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
I'm with you.
Yep.
I'm with you. I will be there.
100%.
I will be there to support you.
I'll come there to support too. And hell, that you've been telling me I needed to come join you on panel. That'd be one I'd do. I'd come
Yep.
up and join you.
It's a lot of
Man, such a sad topic.
It is. It's a very sad topic, but it needs to be talked about. And I'm not just going to talk about
I got to speed
that individual. I'm also going to talk about other individuals. So I have a channel called All Things Serious, and it's about mental health, but that ties into mental health. You know, the effects that these people have to live with, what they went through. So
Nothing wrong with that.
But
done right.
We have to protect the children.
Nana, we have to protect the children. Meanwhile, you sit on panel with somebody that said that they hid a body, that Sebastian's parents hid his body. Reality, I'm talking directly to you. Reality said that Chris Proudfoot is a child abuser with no proof whatsoever. You sit on panels with people who completely strip the dignity of a missing child. So when you say it's all about the children for you, it makes me cringe, because if it was all about the children, you'd care about the child's dignity. And there's no proof that his parents hid his body. There's no proof that he's no longer with us. And there's no proof that Chris Proudfoot is a child abuser. But you've sat in that mud. You sit there. Get your waders on. You'll be sitting a long time.
1,000%. Always.
You know, a lot of the mainstream media is not protecting our children. So somebody has to bring it out. And thank you, Eddie, for doing this.
Because there's a lot of people in this chat that probably don't know a lot about that case. And I forget where I was on the phone with a buddy of mine before he had to get off.
Oh
and
my
I said
God, I can't listen to this.
If you notice,
we're going to continue.
You know what I'm saying? Like you do in true crime.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody has their opinion or allegedly theory. So,
Yep.
Thank you for having me up, Braid. It's been a while.
As always, yeah, it's been a pleasure. Absolutely. I appreciate you guys. I appreciate y'all, and Eddie. I appreciate you speaking about, on that. I know it's not comfortable, but in regards to that food that you guys bought me, because
So she brought him up there to co-sign some more bullshit when Mal showed the receipts. This is my problem with you. If you have receipts to produce that go along with your story, then do that. Your lip service doesn't work, BJ, because you are constantly lying about stuff.
I know
You know what it is? It's the past.
Yeah.
Gotcha, Revival.
It happens. But I will tell you this. I stand on everything I say.
Yeah, for sure. Absolutely.
I stand on everything I say.
Nana was told, even on top of Revival's comment, Nana was told directly by Tony Mathis on panel that it was extremely cringe, basically, of people saying that they love Sebastian more than others and that they loved him so much when they didn't even know Sebastian. They don't know Sebastian. Tony said that, and she still like doubled down and was like, but I do. I love them. I love them. I didn't know they existed until they went missing, but I love them so much. I'm sorry. That is creepy. That is creepy. It's creepy. It's weird.
Okay.
Yep.
Room
And
breach.
the truth always, at the end of the day, comes out, no matter what it is. So
Yep.
we just remember that too.
I forget who I was talking to on the phone. We were talking about you. We were talking about the case, the Diddy case, right? And they said,
Okay, I can't do this anymore. I just can't. I can't do this. I fucking can't. I'm going to take this back one more time to wrap this up.
She has to talk about others. Absolutely. Oh, you said her name.
You missed this. This is the start of where 2 nights in a row, Thursday and Friday, she decided to throw me into shit and just say a bunch of shit that isn't true.
As if she's the smartest person on YouTube and we need nonsense to tell us how to think, right? Mine, I am.
Nonsense doesn't think nonsense is the smartest person on YouTube. Far from it. Far fucking from it. Karen, seek help. Karen, it's weird.
Going to.
I don't even, you guys, Karen's comment here, I just went to town on nonsense. I don't know where this comment exists or how she went to town on me. Once again, I didn't get the memo. So Karen, wherever you went to town on me at, please let me know.
Try the right authority to report her to. I just don't understand why it don't stop. That's all. You know, that's all. I don't understand why it don't stop.
Rockabet, you've been here a long time too.
But I've got a plan. I do. In regards to Miss Nonsense and to Kathy P, this is actually going to hurt me more than it helps me. It's going to affect my money, but it's something that I'm willing to try. I'm after
Granny, because the day before she was telling people, please don't report. Please don't report. I'm not for that. But that was Wednesday night. This was Thursday night. And she's okay with me being reported to some random authority. Please do. Please send the authorities here. I will gladly give them my devices. 100%. If I say it, I stand on it. I'm not doing fuck shit in the background. I'm not doing all this weird shit. Please do. The police here will tell you they've seen way too much of my shit already. They know how fucking stupid the internet is, some of them, because they've dealt with me. Here's another embarrassing fucking stupid threat I got to put my kids on the dark web or killing my daughter. Here you go. Add that to the pile. I mean, it becomes ridiculous, but you handle it like an adult. But I got Samantha Joy out here and Karen Alberini just reporting me to authorities. Okay, carry on.
After I end my live streams, I'm going to put the stream into members only behind a paywall.
I just want to know, do they write in their reports this lady's name is Nonsense? Like how does that go? Wait, when the authorities call you back, did they say, so we've got a lady that goes by Nonsense on DA web? And she said what? And she did what? I mean, you guys saw the last time that her little buddies, BJ's buddies, were clipping me and screwed up and put one of the threats. And what I was saying in that moment, it's on my community wall too, is the only thing I'm beating up is your brain. That was a threat. That's a perceived threat by them.
For the next couple of weeks. And then they're going to have to find somebody else to cover obsessively like they do, because I'm over it.
Oh,
You know, I'm absolutely over it.
you're so over it.
They don't have the God-given common sense to think to themselves, wow, you know, maybe I'm going to give this girl a break and
you know what? You lack the God-given common sense to realize that the only time you get reviewed by me is when you're throwing out stupid shit like this, saying stupid shit like this. Meanwhile, the biggest point that you continue to miss is that you base your content on speculation and theorizing off of misinformation and rumors about the parents of a missing child. So you can come at me any day. You can ride those wheels. Please do. At least you're leaving Katie and Chris alone. At least you're leaving people alone that there's no facts to back up. No matter how we feel personally, no matter our opinions on these people, facts are facts. And they're important, especially for somebody that calls themselves a true crime channel. But you don't have the God-given common sense to realize that you do the same thing to the parents of a missing child at their worst moments. I review your words and you cry the victim and tap out. You do it to the parents of a missing child going through their worst moments. And anybody sitting around you right now, cheering you on, hate bonding because they don't like this or that, sit there and know that you're not for the victims or their families, because if you were, you wouldn't be sitting in that chat cheering her on over your hate of other weird shit on this app. Because if you're okay with what she does to the victims and their families, you know, the racist shit that her panel did, the transphobic shit her panel did, specifically to me, the accusations and the rumors about Chris Proudfoot that they've spread, the things that they've said about Katie. If you're victim centered, you would never condone that shit or be okay with it. So you go sit in that chat and hate bond all you want. You've already shown us who you are. Most of you have anyways, because you're not for the victims or their families. You're for some weird fucking hate bullshit over creators, not the victims.
You know, other people are already talking about her. No, none of these people have any mercy whatsoever. So I'm going to put my streams behind a paywall.
And by the way, to the person who made a comment about $100 can't silence them from speaking out, $100 didn't silence me from speaking out either. Again, if you want to know that, I already corrected that too. Queen Bee didn't pay me $100 to silence a fucking thing. And those of you that are on the opposite side know that fucking too. And for people to just sit there and allow that shit and think that Queen paid me $100 so I wouldn't fucking call her out on shit. You think $100 is going to make my mouth shut the fuck up? No, I just don't involve myself in other people's shit. But I already corrected that shit. But here we are with people, $100 isn't going to silence me. Fuck you people.
And cost myself
Weird.
money to get them, you know, so they can figure out someone else's content to use and rip off of every day. I am sick of it. I am sick of it. I don't know how anybody can think what.
Can you imagine being Katie? Can you imagine being Katie waking up every day to one of 400 channels that are spreading misinformation about her and her son? Can you imagine doing that? And right now it's misinformation because there's no facts to prove that she did anything. Can you imagine supporting the people that are actually stalking her? Like Betty, can you imagine supporting Betty, who has ROs through the court against her for stalking and harassing this family, and then turning around and supporting that woman when you know yourself you've spoke out against it, Britney? Can you imagine selling your soul to support people like Betty? Can you imagine that place? Well, you live in that place. How does it feel?
They're doing is noble. And then nonsense says that her mission and what she does is to solely correct misinformation. And
Nonsense can talk shit like the rest of them, and I just spoke about myself in third person. I'll talk shit with the best of you. But when it comes to misinformation, yeah, I do that. Yep, I do. And that's why you won't review any of the streams of me clipping everything back and forth, because you can't find a wiggle room. You have to clip really edited 1 minute things and then try to drive a point home. You can't play the whole thing because it's your own words calling Betty an opportunist. Can you imagine calling Betty an opportunist and seeing what she's doing? Can you imagine Tony calling Tony phony Tony and then turning around because you have a personal vested hatred of Granny and selling yourself out and trying to tell people that it's for the greater good because of a missing child? Nah, bitch, we see you. We see you.
I'm over it. I'm so over it. You know what?
You're over trying to fucking find that thought that you were trying to finish there to tell me about myself when you failed fucking epically on that one too. You're over that. That's all you had. That's it. That's all you got because you know you're about ready to spew a bunch of fucking lies. Don't tell me again to protect you and yours in my chat when you allow your chat, and I do. I tell my chat every fucking time I review you to keep it away from your kids, because you bait people with that. You fucking bait people, and I've shown that numerous times how you do that. You bait people into those spots so you can cry the victim, and I'm sorry, it is what it is. It's factual. But I always ask my chat, and my mods are damn good at what they do. Damn fucking good. So before you come around trying to shame me of how dare you, it's disgusting that you allow that shit, check your own chat. The transphobia, which is so fucking weird because questioning my gender does not hurt my feelings. It hurts a whole community of people who have fought for their fucking rights to exist as humans on this earth. So you using their sexuality as a fucking dig against me, that doesn't hurt me. It hurts a community of people. You're fucking ignorant as fuck. Again, a you thing. You allow that shit though, and I don't even just have to say it. I can show it. I've shown it. You've allowed your comment section to say that my children need to be taken away because I review your words and make you look like the buffoon you fucking are. You want to play the big leagues? You want to play these games, Britney, and talk all the fucking shit about me and then blame other people for the shit I said? That's why I've kept myself very distant from all these other people, so you couldn't blame your own bullshit on other people around me. Because every time it's, well, look at that person over there. No, take a moment to self-reflect. You sit here and talk all this shit about all these people and poor you. What about the victim? What about Sebastian's family? What about you sitting on a panel and hosting a panel that is allowed to say that his parents hid his body, mocking their last name, supporting the woman who has been deemed by a court to be openly stalking and harassing them, has 6 violations, and you think that's acceptable? You sit there. Nobody else has to. I hope you have the day you deserve and the year ahead that you deserve. Because at some point in time, these people that are saying that they're for the victims and their families, sit back and look. Are they really for the victims and the families? No, chances are they're not. Chances are they're not. Because they're not going to sit in a chat with that and be okay with what she has done over their hatred of other people. Victims and their families across the board, not just Sebastian's family, deserve better. And unfortunately, again, I'm going to end it like this. BJ, you aren't special. You might be especially ignorant some days, but I pity you. I genuinely pity you. I pity the lack of self-awareness. I pity the fact that you have no friends that will give enough of shit about you to tell you, look, you do this to the victims and their families. I pity the fact that you don't have people in your circle that say, you know what, we do this every night to Sebastian's family. We do say some horrible things and incite some terrible things about a family going through their worst times. We do support a woman who has actively been stalking and harassing them. We do that. Half of those people said they couldn't stand Betty either. Now they're chomping at the bit, cheering her on. We'll never sit at the same table, BJ, and that's not because you're my enemy. It's because in my life, I can choose what I want around me, and you're not something I would ever want around me. Because if you find it to be your career to kick a family at their worst moment in life, yeah, sorry. You're always going to be what you are. That's a you thing. I hope the rest of you have a wonderful, wonderful day. Some of you, the day you deserve, whatever that means.
Pity the fool.
Pity the fool. And I'm going to get back to living my miserable life. My miserable life over here in chilly Arizona. And I'll be waiting for the proper authorities to call me on the phone because Karen reported me again. Oh, Lord, what a rough day. You might want to give the authorities the 1-900 number. They can call the complaint line 1-800-GET-FUCKED. See you guys all later. Go do something for yourselves. Self-care is important.
Except for Cash.
Oh, Cash and Kyle are still fighting. Cash said I never make sense, but that's okay. It's just me.
And Cash makes sense ever.
I think Cash and me just like and by the way, if you didn't get the memo, Cash actually runs the island. He's got control of Kenzie, who controls Kyle and I, and therefore Cash is actually in control and running the shit. Blame him for everything. Blame Cash for everything. All right, you guys. I really, though, go do something for yourselves. Disconnect from this app for a while. Maybe if people disconnected and actually sat back a little bit, you'd realize that there's so much more misinformation, exploitation that goes on beyond BJ. BJ thinks my channel's all about her. I could make it about her. She would fucking cry within the first 3 days, let me tell you. She would tap the fuck out. But unfortunately, it's a growing problem and it's a growing trend that victims and their families are treated like shit, no matter if it's a missing kid, no matter if it's a horrific tragedy. It is what it is. So while all these other people fight and have their personal battles, I'll be over here talking about the exploitation. Anyways, have a good day. Bye, y'all.